Beloved brothers and sisters, I am Geeia Ariati. I am the assigned oracle for the 144, and I am of sound heart and sound mind. Today I'm speaking to you from my monadic expression of consciousness, a consciousness representation of self that is aware of the divine plan unfolding, that communicates directly with God's source creator and the Council of One. As a representative of the law of one and bringing unification consciousness as an opportunity for humanity to evolve into, it is my responsibility to speak to some of the aspects of truth that are uncomfortable to the human mind. In this transmission, if you are receiving one of my expressions for the first time, I ask that you take some time to breathe into your mind heart coherence, or the center of your spirit, your soul, and to start to receive the frequency and the information between the words spoken. That I ask that you receive this with an open mind and allow for the energy signatures and the coding that is gifted in between to assist you in your own recalibration at this very moment and in the moments to the future, that assists you with lining up to your highest timeline. That to do that is to be in full receptivity and to allow for Source to meet you in the openness of surrender to this message. That my intention is to be a guide of truth and to be a clear conduit of the word. The story and the idea of fate is something that, as a human individual, I struggled with. I did not believe that anything was possibly fated and that we had choice to create our reality. That as a human individual, I controlled and dictated in the way that my mind did to keep me safe and secure in this reality. And it was a journey to awareness that some things in our experience just are meant to unfold. And it doesn't matter how much we try to maneuver, dictate, or change them, that we are at the surrender to a greater plan as to why they were predicted or put in place in the first place. That although we are sovereign beings and we have sovereign choice, we also have absolutely no choice. That in the awareness that you have a choice to choose how you respond, how you be, and how you flow with Source's plan is what allows you to create in pure presence. And yet, you really find freedom in the recognition that you don't have a choice other than to surrender to that. That is one of the most freeing offerings that can be presented to you. That in every moment you have a choice to surrender, to not having a choice. And in this paradoxical creation and this universal experience, this is one of the points of consciousness that is the most challenging for human mind. The concept of polarization, the concept of everything is and simultaneously isn't exactly in each moment. That everything I say is true, and yet there is also a point of illusion that can be attached to every expression of truth pending the individual receiver. That where there is light, there is dark. And so in this recognition, we believe that we either are fated for things and we lose our empowerment and we give up our opportunity to direct our life with conscious focus and attention. We surrender to fate and we do not allow for the beauty to be the unfolding. Whereas when we allow for ourselves to be flow and be the creator of our experience, we also recognize that there are points of creation that are fated in our destined trajectory forward because we are not creating this experience by ourselves. You indeed are creating this experience with each and every individual soul throughout the creation space. And in that, you are offered an opportunity to see that it is sometimes beyond your individual creation expression, your focus. As a unique individual, you have a limited capacity to change, and yet you also have a massive capacity to change. As we are moving through a point of consciousness transformation, a turning point that will transition the collective into a new state of being, it is important to witness that some of these aspects of what is evolving is fated in our destiny that has been worked up to this point, that each and every one of you were born into this experience with a trajectory and a path and a role to play in the greater mission and the plan forward. And in that, you have either consciously or unconsciously been lining up to your direct points and opportunities to play these roles. Sometimes you've been playing the role of the dark. Sometimes you've played the role of the light. And other times you'll come into unity where you choose to play the role in neutrality, the middle way of the true north. This is a part of learning to see thyself. But each and every moment there were fated aspects of your journey that had to unfold, that had to be experienced beyond the lens of an individual self, as the ripple effect and the contribution of that creates an opportunity for evolution, transformation, and remembrance. Each and every being that has been a part of your experience was designed that way to be a mirror to recognizing Source through the eyes of another as a reflection of Source. And you are maneuvering each other from not only the human lens, but from the multidimensional lens to align the great web of cosmic consciousness to design a new reality. Some of these webs of reality are ones that you may align and decide that you want to be a part of. Other of these lenses of reality are ones that are far from your sacred heart. Yet there are and will be fated experiences. These experiences are ones that the bringers of change have decided, pre-planned, that are underway currently. Some of these points of the trajectory will be challenging to the human mind to experience. Some of these you may have had insights. You may have made conscious choice. You may have cleansed, cleared, and purified your distortions or resistance to them. But it does not mean that that will change the trajectory of them unfolding because they have. But what has been decided at a higher expression of consciousness for the greater good of all beings, sometimes a plan just has to continue in the same way that it was decided. How we maneuver, respond, and be, and how that evolves for each of us is up to us. Yet, what is available for you is that you choose to see that some of these contracts, agreements, and fated points of time, as they start to unfold, as they start to be here in your waking consciousness, as they are, that when they come, that you do not fight them, that you do not try to control them, that you do not resist them, that when they start to surface in your human reality, that you witness them for what they are, that you open your heart to remembering exactly what this part of the journey gives in its ripple effect, that each and every one of you has been preparing for this point in time, consciously and unconsciously, that each and every one of you is allowing yourself to move through this transition point in a new way. That as this moment is met, as tragedy is experienced, and as different aspects of what you may consider trauma, devastation, and destruction start to unfold in your waking eyes, that you see that it is not this at all, that it is an opportunity for a higher expression of purity, expansion, and evolution. To see from the lens of a higher point of self, whilst also nourishing your human, and how your human is met in grief, sadness, and disbelief. As this moment in time unfolds, that there is sometimes nothing that you could have done to change it, or it would have been a different way. And no matter how aligned to your highest timeline, to your inner vision, and to your sacred heart, that you are one in contribution to the whole. As you are one being, you cannot change the trajectory of the movement forward more than that of what all are choosing. And that the heart of humanity has to break. That the heart of humanity has to open, to shift into a higher expression of consciousness, to be able to allow for a fifth dimensional opportunity for this reality. The hearts of the human being must break open. And how does one do that in rapid succession? Through the heartbreak. Through heartbreak and tragedy. Through an aspect of choosing that instead of knowing to choose unconditional love, humanity is still choosing through the point of suffering and contrast. And that is a part of the evolution of consciousness. That this is a natural way of remembering that it is okay to choose through separation to remember. That it is okay to allow yourself to meet yourself through the pain point. That if you sit and reflect on your journey and what has led you to this point, how many times did you choose to learn, surrender, and return the God Source Creator through the moments of complete desperation, through the moments of devastation. There is no right or wrong way to this path, yet there is the path of evolution that we are choosing. At this point of creation that is unfolding, for some of us will be ease and grace, and for others it will be the path of heartbreak. This is a fated aspect of what has been chosen on a collective whole. As you witness it, hold love for what you see, and remember to hold your pillar of light for those that are yet to be illuminated in what is unfolding. This is your role now, to stand in what you have cultivated, to remind those that have forgotten or do not yet know how, as the pillar of light beyond pain and suffering, to be the compassion, the unconditional love, and to allow for transformation to occur. Interesting. Maybe the transmission was supposed to be energetic and not through word. And so in that, I will close down this space. I have love and gratitude for you all, and thank you for receiving this, however it was.